Mitcher's raid showed the Japanese that they were not safe from American attack. Histories usually are written about men like Mitcher and Burke, the military leaders who determined the course of the war. But the great lessons of World War II may be learned by passing on the stories of the ordinary men who were dragged into the conflict, who fought with and for each other. These men are dying now at a faster rate than they were killed during the war itself. It is vital that we record their stories, their hopes, and their wisdom to hand along to our own children. This remains essentially a story about ordinary men, laborers, factory workers, college students, who were thrust into an extraordinary situation and performed many exceptional acts of bravery. But for Pearl Harbor, few of these men would ever have joined the armed forces. The war, though, became their own. Few Bunker Hill crewmen had been aboard ship before they joined the Navy. Most did not know how to swim. Many had not seen the ocean. Only a small portion could have found Japan on a map. By 1945, they had been tired for the nearly 2 years since she left Boston, because it was nearly impossible to sleep in the crowded quarters of a carrier where aircraft were always taking off and landing, and where the threat of enemy attack remained omnipresent for weeks on end. Yet, at the critical moment, the time of decision, each had the particular quality to say, "I will do this. I will fight the fire. I will remain in the smoke-filled room, though it will kill me, because that is what it will take to save this ship and my shipmates' lives." Caleb Kendall and Al Turnbull, college students from dissimilar backgrounds, served aboard the Bunker Hill as Navy pilots. Turnbull was the son of an immigrant sign painter attending a state school. Kendall's ancestors fought in the Revolution, in the battle at Bunker Hill, and, like him, attended Harvard. The chief engineer, Joseph Carmichael, joined the Navy in the 1930s. The son of a mining engineer, he kept the engines running. Al Skaken was a regular crewman. He joined the Navy to avoid getting drafted into the Army. The war and the Bunker Hill brought all of these men together. But it was the Kamikaze attack on May 11th, 1945, that has held them inextricably intertwined since that day. In 1943, the Japanese drafted a young, gifted university student and trained him to fly his plane into enemy targets. His name was Kiyoshi Ogawa. Kiyoshi was among the first men to use suicide as a tactic and to use aircraft as a suicidal weapon. His sacrifice was the only effective defense the weakened Japanese military could muster against overwhelming American material superiority. Kiyoshi's death dive changed the life of every man on the Bunker Hill. It also left Americans uneasy about the post-war world. Americans in the middle of the 20th century spent a huge amount of time avoiding the fact of death in their daily lives, not really accepting the capriciousness of the universe. They were taught that by improving their own individual lives, citizens would improve America. The Japanese, on the other hand, strove daily to accept their own limited individual lives and to live instead Bushido, the warrior ideal of individual sacrifice in favor of the collective society. The Kamikazes epitomized this warrior ideal and its clash with American values. Perhaps the most basic cultural value, the role of an individual within society, set Americans apart from Japanese during the middle of the 20th century. Americans were schooled in the ideal of rugged individuals on an errand into the wilderness, hewing with a broad axe a new nation carved from a new continent, raised to believe that their nation was not subject